Hello everyone, it's Saturday, January 18th, and I had a dream about the inauguration. And in this dream, it was like I was there at the inauguration, and I saw that it was really heavily secured with the National Guard. They had a lot of protection there. They had men in like black that were there, and it was just really heavily protected. And I believe it was for like Donald Trump, because people were talking about possibly assassination attempts on his life or something. So it was very heavily protected. And when I was in the actual ceremony, we were inside, and a person was going to go up to speak on the podium, and they laid this blanket over the podium, and it was like a pride flag on there. And I was sitting with my husband in the audience, and I was like shaking my head when they did that, when they were setting it up. And I was like going like this, like to them, like take that off, And then my husband, he saw that I was doing that too, and then he started doing the same thing, like to take it off of the podium. And I was thinking in my head, they're making this country defiled. They're bringing judgment upon this country. That's what I was thinking. And I saw the National Guard was there, and they were doing some type of they were like saying something all together. I don't know if it's like something that they normally do, or they say something together and then they kind of salute or something. I don't know. But in the dream, Jeremy was like, my husband was familiar with what they were saying, because he used to be in the National Guard. So in the dream, he was like saying it too. Donald Trump walked out like into the like arena or whatever it's called. He walked in, and again, he was very, very like heavily protected. There were like people standing in front of him, like in a row. They were standing in front of him, and he was walking through like next to them, and they were just standing there in front of it. And it was like I was standing up close to, and I was like right in front, and I could see him walking by. And he had like this gear on him, I guess to protect him if anybody tried to do anything. Like to try to whatever. So he was wearing like a suit that kind of made him look bigger, but it was like extra padding on him. Like what is that called? Like a light, or not, what is it called? Like a shield, I guess. Like a bulletproof shield thing. And but it made him look like bigger, like more heavy set, but it was like to protect him, I guess. So he was wearing this thing all over, like even like on his head and stuff. Like he had like but you could still see his face, but it was like just, I can't explain it, but it was just all over. It kind of made him look bigger, like it was just extra padding on him. And then something that stood out to me was that the padding that he was wearing and all of that, it made him look bigger. And it reminded me of the North Korea leader, Kim Jong-un. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but I remember when he walked out, he looked like him because he was like bigger like that, and it reminded me of him for some reason. Oh, and then when me and my husband were in the audience, and when we saw that they were putting that blanket thing on the podium, when we were going like that, like, take that off type of thing, some people came up to us and they were like, you need to stop doing that, or you're gonna get out. Like they were telling us that we were gonna get out if we didn't stop, and they were like, okay, we won't do that anymore. And what stood out to me was that the members of the National Guard that were sitting up front were like younger people. Like it looked like almost like youth people, like the youth, like they were like dressed up as the National Guard, and they were like saying something together, like all together. They just all looked really young. So that's what I remember from that part. And then when we were outside of the event, we were in the car driving with our kids and our family, and we could see that they had a lot of like gay pride flags. They had like the ones that are combined with the Black Lives Matter stuff. So that flag that kind of like is the all-inclusive one that includes everything, it was like out there too. And but yeah, when Trump came out and he was like, he looked bigger because he had that padding suit on him, I guess. He looked big. Somebody was like a news reporter, and they were like, well, what do you think of that? Something like that. And people were like, well, it looks like he's just like, I guess, trying to wear extra protection just in case somebody tried to do anything. And the part where we were outside in our car driving, I was starting to record like a video to like talk, and it looked like it was like a Snapchat video that I was making, but it turned into like a movie, when I was recording it, it turned into like a movie instead of just like a short clip for some reason. And I was like, that's not what I meant to do, but it turned into like a movie setting. And yeah, so I don't know what that could mean, like if something's gonna be happening that's kind of like a movie or something, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's what I wanted to share. That's what I remember from it. Just how he was like I said, wearing some type of suit thing to protect him. It was very heavily secure. There were people protecting him there in rows, and the pride thing that I saw, like a blanket thing that was placed over the podium before the speaker was going to go up, and the flags outside of the location had also the gay pride flags mixed with like the Black Lives Matter and all sorts of like different things, like inclusive things all in one. So yeah, that's what I saw.